I am no longer a hoe. So I'm going to turn this down a little bit. All right. First of all, I don't subscribe to being a hoe. Never did. I didn't like the term. I didn't think that was me. I didn't need that season of life. Although there were seasons where, yes, I was single and mingling and out there, and maybe perceived that way, especially as a masculine presenting woman. But I never liked that. And I'm too much of a lover girl for hoeing around. Okay. I would, get my feelings. And so then I found out that saying I'm a lover girl is also not the best, because then people take that as I'm just a lover, right? I mean, I come from Virginia, so Virginia's for lovers. Like, that's just in me. All right. But I'm not a lover girl that goes around. Okay. No matter the terms of, I just don't go around doing all that. But I've had experiences in my life where maybe others perceive that. Maybe I was giving that off, that energy off. But I'm just saying that because I was cooking, and there's a whole thing about the young hoe and then even the older hoes. You cook on high heat. You try to do everything fast, right? Because we want to get it done, because we got somewhere to be. We got somewhere to go. We trying to go out. We trying to go do something, right? We're on the phone, like whatever it is, trying to go see somebody. Whatever it is, just trying to go do and be a part of something and feel these things. And so I'm turning it down. We're slowing down, and this is just a video about that, a quick little video, that it's okay to slow down. Sometimes we subconsciously, we don't even know it, but we're seeking chaos. We're trying to feel things. And when we don't feel anything, the quietness, the slowing down is actually kind of triggering, because that's not where we're used to. That's not where we find safety. So that actually makes us feel unsafe, which is kind of insane, right? How is slowing down unsafe? Quietness is unsafe. And so again, it's a practice. I talk about this all the time on my channel. So if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe for me. Hit the like button, the thumbs up for me, so others can see this video. Other young hoes can slow down. All right. Or even just lover girls, because you don't have to be a young hoe to be cooking on high heat. It's just trauma responses. It's just, you got to get somewhere. We woke up late. We're rushing to work. We got home. We're tired. We don't feel like cooking, but we know that it's good for us. So let me hurry up and cook really quickly on high heat so that I can go sit down, because I just need to sit down because I have no more energy. Obviously, I have this. I don't want to go grab a spatula or something that's actually supposed to be in this pan and not burn up. Because that's more dishes. We're thinking about those things. That's taking up mental capacity to even have to think about those things. So again, I choose my battles at this point. Some would look at me and be like, oh, look at your arms. You must work out all the time. I haven't worked out in a long time. Now, this past week and a half, I am locking in, as we like to say, and I've been stretching. I'm doing the whole flow. I'll bring that to y'all soon in some, on a Sunday video, one of my long form videos that I do every Sunday. And then Wednesday I go live, and I'm working on a flow, a movement, stretching, getting the chi and the fascia, all flowing and moving together. But I pick and choose my battles at this point. And at a certain point of working out, like after about 2 years, it's easy for me to maintain the biceps, the arms. That's easy. For me, it's going to be legs, glutes, the ab area, of course, the love handles, lovers, we like to talk about. So diving deep into that for me is what I'm focusing on now. I do a lot of calisthenics when I am moving my body. And I've just found what works for me. I'm into personal development, so 80-20, okay? What's the 20% to give me 80% results? I'm big on that. Efficiency, productivity. That's why I talk to successful women, leaders, those who are the strong friend, who, we want to achieve and succeed, and we know that there's more, and we're working towards it, and we have been for so long. But sometimes slowing down, being intentional in that is what you need. It doesn't mean you need to do more. We need to get anything else. We need to treat ourselves right. And a part of that is having intimate moments with ourselves, which is, in this moment right now, I'm pouring into myself. So I should treat it as such. If I want someone else to do it for me, or I think doing it for someone else is showing them love, compassion, and attention and all this other stuff, then I need to do it for myself as well. So if I were to cook for someone else, I would use different utensils. But I'm going to spend that time, I'm going to pour that love, because we all know that food tastes different with love put into it or without love put into it. When we're rushing in things, it just tastes different. So we can turn the heat down and spend this time right now really being present in the moment. focusing in on this. We're pouring attention into that. A lot of people, we can talk into our water. All right. A couple videos ago, I don't know when I'm going to post this, but a couple videos ago, I talked about using these bottled waters. Again, we're picking our battles. I get it, plastics, all this. I don't do this normally, but because they are around already, I'm going to use them. And I put salt in there and take it to bed. And then, that's how I'm able to hydrate myself intentionally and make it a habit. Now my body's used to that. It's going to crave that now. Okay. So picking and choosing my battles, obviously plastics, not the best thing, but I'm not going to stress about that, because what's more important is I'm eating whole foods, quality foods. What's more important is that I'm using this present moment, because actually our minds are very powerful. Our minds are very powerful. Where are you giving your attention to? Wherever you focus on grows. And I think that's a part of the old days, the old habits, okay, is we were always focused on someone else. We were always focused on the next thing, what somebody was thinking, what somebody was doing, what I can do, how I can show up and look better, and whatever it is, even with content creation and stuff, like how do I'll turn this vent on in a minute, but how do I show up on the camera because I want to look a certain way, talk a certain way, that I don't want to appear this way to others and all this. These are all external things, and we're coming back inward and we're pouring back in so that we can show up externally with confidence, with self-worth, with self-love. Okay. And taking this present moment is pouring back into ourselves, being intentional with it, saying that I actually matter. So I'm using this time for myself, to pour back into myself, to pause, to reset, to realign. Okay. To be intentional about this eating. And I have to remind myself sometimes, because I do get stuck in my work too. A lot of times it's like, all right, it's time to eat. You need to eat and get that nourishment in. Depending on what season I'm in, I'm fasting for a good amount of the day. And then the time that I eat, I need to get up and eat. I need to make the food. I need to take the time to pause and stop. That stuff will be there when I come back. Okay. We can slow down, and we can also be the lover girls. And no matter what someone else thinks about us, okay, and how they perceive us, what we need to do is just hold healthier boundaries, have better standards, know what we will accept and what we will not accept. So all of that is just a part of learning. And that's also what we need to learn, is that we don't need chaos, that we can be at peace, in calmness, regulated nervous system, okay, aligned. And we can be in alignment with others and have reciprocal energy at that point. Okay. And then we're not seeking stuff outside of ourselves anymore, that we can provide that we know what we have and who we are. And then we can show up as that and know the value and worth. And I think that's all I have for today. I need to turn this vent on so the smoke can go. And I just reheated this, so it's good. I don't need to overkill this, but it just made me think about it, because like, I've seen those videos of people calling themselves young hoes or old hoes or whatever, because they still cook on high heat, because they're doing things fast just to get it done. And that's also like trauma responses on being in survival and things like that as well, because like I said, you thrive off chaos. You don't know it, but you're just used to it. If you've always had chaos most of your life growing up, and even into adulthood, going into college, you're studying, waiting to the last minute, and you're partying, you're binging, even if you're not, you just lack of sleep and all of this, that's going to carry on. Those are habits and behavioral loops. That's going to carry on into other areas of your life as well. And you may not even know that that's what's happening, or you may not recognize it. You may just think, oh, this is just how I am. These are just habits I have. But those were developed, okay, over a period of time, and we can break those. We don't have to continue it on. It just takes practice. It takes a little time. It takes awareness as well. But I'm going to turn this vent on. I was just doing a quick little heat. I wasn't trying to cook with this, but then I was also just trying to record really quickly. Usually I will get my spatula. I don't ever cook with a plastic utensil, but here we are. I had to do my video for y'all, and I also didn't want to be heating this up and not grab something. So anyway, I'm going to get that, turn this vent on. We're going to calm ourselves, be more in the present moment. I'm going to sit down and enjoy this food. I'm going to eat it slowly. I'm going to chew it, appreciate the moment of the nourishment coming into my body. I'm treating my body right with the nourishment, with this fiber from the veggies and all the nutrients that comes from it. Okay. And then, I'm going to put a little sauce on top, of course, because we need a little flavor. I don't skip out on that. yeah, and then we just keep moving, treat ourselves right. This is a video about that. You don't have to be a young hoe or an old hoe all your life. We can slow down and we can choose more intentional habits and behaviors. So that's all I got for y'all. Y'all stay strong out there. Continue to pour into yourselves. As always, remember to breathe. Even in the midst of chaos, even in the midst of the heat and the fire that you may be feeling, we can choose that. All right. You do have the ability to do that. So let's do that. Continue to shine on. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Thank you so much. Bye.